Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crane's Bar and Grill. We are reviewing episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This first part will not have any spoilers in it. We'll warn you when the spoilers come. But yeah, so what did you guys think of it?
It was kind of like the last one, a little bit of a mixed bag as far as, there's some of the things I really liked, like with Obi-Wan, and stuff, but then there was just so many things that would take me out of it that were, nobody would do that, and that's not how things work.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff is, like I said, I hate things that are there in the story just so the story can go on, not because it's a natural, logical progression of what would happen. Let's put this in because we need him to get here.
Yeah.
This episode pointed out to me the biggest flaws with the overall plot. The episode itself, I think I might have liked it a little bit better than the last one. I don't know. Like you said, it's a mixed bag. I feel like the bad stuff wasn't quite as bad, or maybe I'm getting used to it, which is sad.
The bad stuff was worse, and then the good stuff was better.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The story contrivances are getting more blatant.
Yeah.
How would you rate it?
Again, right about a 5.
How would you rate it, Connor?
I'm gonna say like 5.5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I felt the same. I feel like they miss the further this goes on, now that we're like over the halfway point, they miss the whole, because this ties into the original trilogy. It ties into the main story of Star Wars, and they're missing the whole point of it. So to me, I would give the whole series about a 4. And I would give this episode probably a 4.5. I mean, maybe a 4. It was just, the more I watch it, the less enthusiastic I am about the series and where it's going. And I feel like I'm just watching it to get through it at this point. It's
because we've already started and
we're doing this. Like, this is kind of the reason we're still watching it.
Right. This is the reason we're still watching it.
Instead of just watching it because we want to watch it.
Yeah.
Right. We're watching it so you guys can not watch it, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just how bad the overall story is. It's just there's way too much of Leia in it. And way too much of Leia or Luke is going to run episodes 4, 5, or 6.
And it's nothing against the actress that plays Leia. I really like her.
No,
she's really
cute.
I really like she's doing a great job playing Leia.
Yeah.
The problem is how much Leia is in this story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the more you put Leia or Luke in it, the more it's going to have the possibility of ruining episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've already seen things where it has. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's the non-spoilers.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, we forgot the drinks.
Wes said we're gonna have to get to drinks and get to spoilers.
Drinks and spoilers.
So drinks and spoilers. So
all right.
Anybody that doesn't want it spoiled, we'll see you next time. Or
tune back in after you watch it.
Or if you do watch the episode, you can tune back in and see it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think. We love reading the comments. So we'll see you guys next time. Everybody else, we're gonna fix a drink and then we'll start that.
Dive into spoilers.
Yeah, I want to do what is it, the Crown Apple and Mountain Dew. All right, so now we got our drinks, and let's see. So we're gonna get to, and again, I did notes. I think you did a couple, right?
No.
No.
Right. Not this one.
And I never do notes because it's all in my head.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's all happening in her head. None of us are here.
Yeah. So
You think they're
I'm
funny?
gonna edit it with us not hearing her, just sitting here talking to people. There's nobody's here. Yeah, there you go.
The abuse I suffer, you don't know.
All right, so it started off, with Obi-Wan and they're bringing him in on the litter, and he's burned. I would have thought he'd be a lot more burned. He should have been. I mean, he was literally laying in fire, but it's like
And his
just,
face wasn't burned?
Yeah, just this kind of side was burned, and not all his clothes. Where you think his clothes would have caught fire?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jedi clothes fire retardant. You know,
I thought that too. She should have been way more burnt than he was.
like a lot of the
his clothes should have been burnt. He should have looked a lot more like Anakin at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
But they can't do that because, in episode 4, his arm is covered, so you can't see the burns.
so it could be we like the script where it's it's logically retarded.
Yeah.
So, retardant.
Retardant.
So that's, and then I did like when he was in the back to tank. I did like the, they're going back and forth between him and Vader.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. You get to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy and kind of good. I kind of like that. And then it goes to Leia, and she's in with Reva, coming in to question her.
Yeah.
And of course, she's like, "I'm a princess of the," which I've seen that in movies, and I've seen people, and it make a lot, someone's overseas, and they're like, I'm a U.S. citizen, you can't do, this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's usually, you would think it'd be more like someone who's about 16 years old, spoiled little brat princess would say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a 10-year-old. She should be more scared.
Right.
She's 10.
Yeah.
And all these adults are around that are way bigger than her, way more intimidating than her.
I think part of it could be that, they're part of the Empire. She's probably seen stormtroopers and stuff before. They've probably had to use them before.
But her mom had
she knows that stormtroopers are supposed to, serve them.
Yeah.
So she's like, why do you have me? Why aren't you taking me home?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Well, I can see, baby, why aren't you taking me home? But more, it's a little bit too grown up because, like I said, one minute she's grown up, next minute she's a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
so it's just too up and down. But I like her. She's a cutie.
Yeah, she is.
Really
the actress is adorable.
She's doing really good.
And she could be,
she's great.
And I could see Leia looking like that.
Yeah,
when she was younger.
exactly. She looks like her. She acts like her.
It's just up and down.
It's up and down, but her overall character is very Leia.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl's doing a great job.
And what can you expect from a 10-year-old? Like I said,
I don't like the writing, but that's not her fault.
Yeah, and she doesn't have the range of, like, let's say, like the kid in what's the movie where I see dead people? He could,
and he's in Pay It Forward and all that.
Yeah.
His face, he could really make you feel.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, she only has kind of one look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't have the.
She doesn't have the. It's not like watching Dakota Fanning.
Yeah.
You can't be in the movie with Tom Cruise. Like it's not. But she's doing really good.
She's doing good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And she's really cute.
So the.
I don't know if she's Baby Yoda cute, but she's pretty cute.
Then during the interrogation, it's like Reva should be becoming more and more terrifying, more and more intimidating. She's getting less
and less intimidating.
During the whole thing, as it goes back and forth between, that and Obi-Wan, but in the interrogation, she can't intimidate a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
If she can't intimidate a 10-year-old, why would we be scared of her?
Right.
That's the thing. You got to give her some gravitas, some whatever. But if I'm like, well, she can't intimidate Leia at 10 years old. Why would I be scared that she's going to do something to Obi-Wan? She can't even break a 10-year-old.
Right. And it's the fact, she can't even break a 10-year-old, and her intimidation factor was really ruined when Obi-Wan escaped from Darth Vader because he had trouble, defeating Darth Vader. That's not defeating her. He's going to defeat her in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So her intimidation factor was ruined when that happened.
Yeah.
How is she going to stand up to Obi-Wan? Even in his, weak condition of PTSD, he's still going to beat her.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just...
So she's just way less intimidating.
Yeah. She could have gone in good cop, do good cop, bad cop, but she's, the good cop. It's okay, Leia, we're on the same side. But it should have had something on the scene before that where her talking to someone saying, I'm going to break her. Watch this, watch me, or something.
Yeah.
But she's just coming in, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they had, then it goes to Obi-Wan with the rebels or the path or the whatever they're called.
Yeah, whatever they're called at this point.
I guess it's the beginning of the
rebellion.
rebels.
Maybe
it's even though I thought in Solo that band that was led by what's her face at the end, that was going to be the beginning of the rebels.
I don't know.
Anyway, so but you go to them, and you have and they're saying that they can't go anywhere because everything is ran out of that base. Well, you can't have an underground that's sneaking people out. That the moment the bad guys find out where you are, you go, well, we can't move. So, I mean, you just got to let them come get you? No, you got to immediately go, they might know where you are, shut everything down, shred everything, make it look like we weren't here, we're leaving.
Yep.
And you have a second point. I mean, you can't say we can't leave it.
Right.
That's the dumbest. Nobody sets stuff up like that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
The FBI, the CIA,
not when you're, especially not when you're a secret organization.
Criminals don't set it up that way. They're smart enough to know, hey, we got to have a fallback point or whatever. I mean, I was like, that's silly. So that's taking me out of the movie. And then the writing is so bad.
Oh yeah, the guy.
The guy when he's like, oh, but I know because my wife this and this.
Was a Jedi.
Where are we gonna go? Well, hell yeah, I'm going with you. Well, you just said you weren't going.
You just said you were. He contradicted himself in like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and he tells the story.
I'm so
talks himself into it? I don't understand.
Like,
I don't know
what happened with that. I'm like,
yeah,
that was just horrible writing. You know, yeah, I'm with you. We're going. What?
And that was about the time that our mom said, is Earth in this universe? And Mom, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Yes, it is, but it's a galaxy far, far away and a long time ago. Dang. Our mother.
And you know the episode is bad when we finished watching it, and she was like, what? Because she usually just watches movies and doesn't really analyze them and tear them apart, because like she had to ask, who's this person, who's that. She didn't remember. She didn't remember everything. But she was like, that one was stupid.
Yeah.
She's like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, she
like,
doesn't even pay
that much attention. Our mom was like, this doesn't even make sense.
This was dumb.
Yeah. But, the longer the show goes on, the more I think the plot, the entire plot was a stupid idea.
Yeah. The
plot of kidnapping, of having somebody kidnap Leia and Obi-Wan rescue her. Like, nobody knows who Leia is. Like, nobody knows who Leia actually is.
Right.
And if, like, because Alderaan is part of the Empire, so they should, have their own troops or whatever to go hunt down the people that kidnapped the daughter of the Queen and the Senator.
Right. Yeah.
So there's no reason why Inquisitors or Vader or anybody would get involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no risk of them finding out that she's Force sensitive.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they know she's Force sensitive at this point.
Yeah.
But so they would just send troops out and rescue her.
Yeah, they would have already done that.
Because at this point, they know that Obi-Wan is still in contact with Bail Organa.
Yes.
They know that Leia has seen or has heard about parts of the Path or Rebels or whoever they are. Has, like, she knows something about them at this point. So Bail Organa is gonna get taken and
why would they not watch him all the time?
Yeah,
right.
Until he gives up,
what's going on,
where Kenobi is.
Yeah.
Leia is never gonna see her parents again. They're just going to keep her until they find out where the path is or whoever. I'm like, this makes no sense.
Right.
It makes no sense. And I was thinking, when she's interrogating Leia, why would she think a 10-year-old knew anything?
Right.
She hung out with him for a minute, but why would you think that they would just tell, even though they were dumb enough to tell her?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, who would do that? Why would you talk from a 10-year-old? Because you don't know who she is. You don't know that she's not a typical 10-year-old that's going to blab everything.
Right.
But why would you think? Why would she have Leia in there thinking that she knew anything at all? Besides, hey, they grabbed her and they were going to help her. Whatever. What would you think she would know anything?
Yeah.
Like where their base is, where they're going, or it wouldn't even occur to anybody that they would tell a 10-year-old.
Yeah. She's interrogating her like she's an adult, and she's not.
No.
And it just, the longer it goes on, the longer
Who they should be interrogating is Bail Organa because that's the only move that
Right,
makes sense at
exactly.
this
Because-
point.
exactly.
She kidnaps Bail Organa's daughter. Then Obi-Wan comes after. So you know that Bail Organa is
Knew
in
how to
contact with
contact
Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan.
So why aren't you going to get Bail Organa and why he's the
Right.
torch thing going, okay, how do I contact him?
It's making the whole show to where
It's
when
illogical. It's
you're right,
dumb.
exactly. It's where it's illogical into where when you go through like like we all do and
Mhm.
watch from episode 1 on. But no, when you go through and you do want to binge watch say the episodes or anything like that, you have to completely skip Kenobi because
It's going to run.
episode 4
Yeah.
made it irrelevant.
Yeah.
So it's not the other way around because episode 4 has been around forever.
And episode 4
So,
is better. So,
and
yeah.
episode 4 has made this relevant.
Yeah.
So you're not going to go back and watch it.
Because
you will go watch back and
there-
watch the Clone Wars and Rebels and Rogue One, but you're not going to go back and watch
Yeah.
this.
And her whole line in episode 4 of "You served my father during the Clone Wars,"
Doesn't make any
like
sense.
that doesn't make any sense.
When
Why
they have a
wouldn't
personal connection
Why
like
wouldn't
this.
she just say, "You've
You
you saved my life before. I need your help again."
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
what?
No, because all of the people writing it apparently don't know that line exists. Is what I'm going to
Apparently.
go with.
Well, they haven't watched
Apparently they've
episode
never
3.
seen-
They may have not
Yeah.
watched episode 4 either.
Yeah.
Right. When you're making a TV show
Yeah.
that's in between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But no, that would make too much sense.
So, and then, so we've got the, what's it called? Inquisitorium? The what?
I see. I
The-
think that line where the
Inquisitor
guy,
base?
yeah,
Mhm.
where the guy
Mhm.
named the Inquisitor base. I'm pretty sure that was a line that was supposed to be funny.
But it didn't fall right. That's what I thought.
I'm pretty
was
yeah. It sounded like the way he said it sounded like somebody making up a
Right.
name.
So
But
that's not the name of-
Inquisitorium.
That's
Yeah.
not the name of
Is
the
that what they
race?
said?
Because I don't
Yeah,
remember in
it's 'cause
Rebels if they said anything
It sounded vaguely Latin-ish.
Yeah.
So it sounded like he knew a little Latin and he just made up a name.
Okay, so that's not the name of the
So
base?
I don't
really?
think that's the actual name of the
'Cause
base.
don't
I think that
remember
was
in
supposed
Rebels.
it was supposed to be like a funny line
And the fact that we
wasn't
don't
funny at
know
all.
is a problem.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends. If the Inquisitors were made up after Disney bought them, that really could be the name then,
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're dumb enough to name it that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
But anyway,
true.
but so this is a base that's it's impenetrable, but it doesn't have shields or any defensive weapons. And what makes
Because who
it?
would
it
be
doesn't-
dumb enough
what-
to
yeah,
go in?
It doesn't have any
What?
defenses because who would be dumb enough to attack
So
that
the
base?
only reason it's
Like,
impenetrable
what?
is because no one would be dumb enough to. That's not how things work.
That's
No.
not how
If-
military installations
No,
work.
if it doesn't have any kind of defenses, it doesn't matter what its reputation is.
Right.
Everybody's going to go to try to break into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can't say that because, well, who would dare try to? We watched, and we watched Luke and them destroy the Death Star.
Yeah, I think the Death Star was probably pretty had
Pretty,
a pretty bad
heavily,
reputation. I mean, it's pretty scary.
pretty
I mean,
heavily
who would be-
armed.
Who would be dumb enough
with
to attack it?
shields.
Well, they did, and they blew it up.
Right, exactly.
Twice,
And
both times it had
we've
shields
already
and defensive weapons.
exactly, and we've already seen that happen. So the fact that this has no shield, it's just moronic.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to attack the Death Star. That's way scarier than this place.
Yeah,
but
because
it's just
it's
stupid.
impenetrable only because because all they do, there's not even any checks. Like whenever they were going down to Endor, they had to have their special code and
Yeah, they had to have a code to get onto the planet and everything.
She
She
just
just
flew
flew right
and
in.
landed, got out, and walked in. Nobody asked her a single question until she got to that stupid red metal
to the
detector.
yeah, until she got to
whatever
the
that
metal
is.
detector.
Like she's going through
Right.
the airport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and then she intimidates that guy or whatever. Like I go, the
Yeah.
TSA makes like $17 an hour, and they're not going to put up with that.
no, yeah,
They're going to throw you in the back room, and you start even remotely questioning. Because when I was in the military, when I was first in, so I was low ranking, I had to be on guard duty when I was going through my A school. I had to be on guard duty in the shack. Okay, a captain comes through. I'm an E1. That's the lowest one you're going to get, and it's a captain coming through. Okay, but he's been drinking, so his car went up on the curb, came back down, everything. I stopped him. I said, "Sir, I'm going to need you to get out of the car." And like that, and he started going off me, and I was like, "Sir, don't confuse your rank with my authority. This is my gate. It doesn't matter what your rank is. This is my gate. This is my gate. And if you'll calm down, I'm trying to help you. So the barracks for where those guys were just right there. I had like the street, and then the parking lot for their thing, and then their thing. So I walked him over there to his and said, "Now walk up to your thing." And I had his keys and drove his car around and parked it. But that's my gate.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I say goes.
Yep.
You know. And he came back the next day. Man, dude, I'm so sorry. Man, I could have. Oh, I could have ruined my career. Yeah, you could have ruined your career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was man enough to go, no, this is my gate.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You don't just get to come through my gate drunk.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
So she could try to intimidate that guy all day long. He should have been, I don't care who you are. And you're not my superior. You're only my superior officer if you're in my chain of command.
Yeah.
You may
Yes.
outrank me.
Yeah.
But you're not my boss.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I go with what my boss says because that's how the military structure works. That way I don't get two conflicting orders.
Right.
Yeah.
I go with what you can go to my chain of command and it'll come down my chain of command and then tell me what to do, but
Right.
you don't get to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm
But-
watching this go, and like I said, a lot of times it's your experiences. So if you got a bunch of young kids in their 20s writing this and they know nothing about the military, that may make sense to them.
Right.
But it doesn't make sense to anybody that's ever been
No.
in or been around it.
No, it doesn't make sense to anyone who's been in, anyone who's their kid of someone in the military. You know what I mean? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me and Connor. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Anyone who's ever interacted with TSA.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
I mean,
make
come on.
sense. And
You
I
just
don't.
make a joke with them and they're going to take you back and stick
Right,
something up your butt.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But and I don't know
We
why.
need to probe you.
Right. And I don't know why it bothered me so much. And I know both of you, after I said it, I was like, why did she was like, it's sir. And I was like, why is it sir? And both of you are like, well, you can do sir or ma'am. I'm like, no, it's ma'am.
Yeah.
Don't
Most
ever
of-
call me sir.
Well, when I was in, of course,
Call me ma'am.
it was 20 years ago. But when I was in, yeah, they wanted to be called man. But you could call them, I mean, if they want to, they could be called sir too. I don't know why they would want to.
No,
Yeah.
Doesn't,
because
just like I wouldn't want to be called ma'am.
right.
And if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be called sir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if somebody does, I don't
you
care.
know why I get
Yeah.
called ma'am? Because I'm more important than you two. That's why.
Well, you are.
I don't get called sir with
Because
all the guys. I get called
yeah,
ma'am because
yeah,
I'm more important.
Because we can't populate the world.
Yeah.
So
But I can't.
that's the reason women are
More
more important. That's the reason why we try to protect them. And what's her face? Even though I like the girl playing Tala,
Yeah.
I like her.
Mhm.
When she's going in and she's walking, why is she acting nervous?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that
the most
was- why is
suspicious
she
walk I've
acting
ever
nervous?
seen.
Yes, exactly.
If she was someone who had never done this before, it's different. But evidently, she's a spy.
and she's done it before.
And she's been in this race, so she should be used to it. She should just be knowing that you should just walk
walk
through.
in.
Because whether you're scared look on your face or you're walking through like you're a badass, the same thing's going to happen.
Exactly.
To you. So you might as well walk in through like a badass.
Exactly.
If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out being a badass, not
Yeah.
go out
Right.
being afraid. She had a scared look on her face the entire
time.
She had a guilty look on her face.
Yes.
The entire time.
Yes, and it was just.
I'm like
No.
that's not. I was like, that's not. I mean, is that for the audience? Well, no. The audience just want to see her looking like
Yeah.
like looking like a badass, walking in like do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then her clearance just gets her into anything. I mean, by the time I got out of the military, I was a lot higher rank and everything like that. And I was even, had a secret clearance and I helped our intelligence specialist. I got to go into skiffs and say, get the secret messages, all stuff like that. But that was on my base. If I went to a different base, they don't just let me in.
Yeah.
No.
I can only go in where I have clearance
Right.
to go in.
Yeah.
Not just walk in and go, I'm not the
Wherever.
president.
Right.
I don't just get to walk in and go, I'm president. I can just go wherever I
Right.
want. It's certain things. So her little thing that does whatever to get you into stuff.
little
that
badge, yeah.
Little badge and that little rod thing
Yeah.
that they have. That's only going to get you into the base that you're on.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
take it to another base, it's going to do I work for a company. My badge only gets me into where I work. If I go to another building of my company, that there's another one, a mile or so away, it doesn't work on those doors.
Right.
Because I don't work in that building.
Exactly. When I go in, I can't even get into all departments.
Yeah.
Like I can't just scan my way into
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I can't go into every room.
Like IT, I can't scan my way into that. Like
Yeah.
I just no.
But evidently the Empire,
we're all in the
same
you get the
building.
thing and you can get into anything you want.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
Right.
And the base is so impenetrable, she can just land.
Right.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
And then he can just swim in and she can open a thing and he can come up through it.
Right. Exactly.
mean?
But it's so impenetrable.
And you're just like,
Right.
what?
If this was an actual base or something, there would be buoys in the water.
Yes, sensors.
Sensors.
So yeah.
So,
Right.
like, there would be some sort of air traffic controlling who lands,
Well, they had
who
TIE
has
fighters
clearance
hanging.
to land.
Why
Yeah.
aren't they flying around monitoring?
That's,
Exactly.
I thought when they were escaping, I thought they were gonna scramble the TIE fighters. They were gonna have to.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
They were gonna have to fight the TIE fighters
We'll get to that,
on
yeah.
their way out. No,
That would be way
nothing.
too. That'd be
No.
way too exciting. We'll get to
No.
that.
But then he gets in, which right after this, he gets in, doesn't dress in the stormtrooper
That's what I was going to
outfit.
bring up. He grabs
Why?
the stormtrooper, strangles
Why are you
him.
walking around looking like a Jedi?
Yeah,
Looking like
When
you don't
could
belong.
Just
He
put
could
on
put the
He
stormtrooper
could just put the
outfit.
stormtrooper outfit
And
on
walk
and
out.
walk straight through the whole base.
Exactly.
Nobody would question him probably
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
until he gets into like, more restricted areas or whatever.
Uh-huh.
The
But-
stupid underground facility that we'll get to.
Yeah, but it still is a
Like-
Right.
underwater. So
Underwater.
But as long as you
whatever.
act
Yeah.
like you know what you're doing, you'd be surprised where you can go if you act like you know what you're doing. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
If you act like you know what you're doing, people just assume you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to walk around my ship with a clipboard, and no one would ask me a question. I just walking like I was headed somewhere, and I got a clipboard, and I was going to the smoking break. And I'd smoke a cigarette, and then I'd leave, and I'd walk around the ship talking to people with my clipboard, just to friends and stuff, and go back to the smoke break. Because my job, if I wasn't at sea, there wasn't anything for me to do but sweep and clean. You only sweep and clean something so many times, you're like, it's already so shiny, I can see my,
I
reflection.
can eat off of
Yeah,
it.
there's
Like-
nothing. There's nothing else to do. Shine it again. So
Yeah.
no, I'm going to keep myself busy all day until
Yeah.
they finally let me go home. And I'm like, why do you let me go home earlier? I can't do anything unless we're actually out at sea. But if you walk around and act like you know what you're doing, like she should have done,
Yep.
Yeah.
she might have gotten farther if she didn't look nervous walking up there.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, you go in. She should have dressed like.
Should have dressed like a stormtrooper,
Mhm.
and her on the freaking computer sitting right next to somebody.
Yeah, some dude and just talking.
And
Like,
just talking
just
like-
communicating to Obi-Wan. What?
Right, like
if you worked
he's-
in an office, everybody's nosy.
he's
Yeah.
from, what, he's from like me to Connor, like he was that close.
Yeah.
You're just, I'm
Yeah.
like, and then the guy comes up. What are you
maybe
doing?
from the end of the bar to you.
Right.
Like
And-
2 seats away,
Yes,
maybe.
exactly.
And
And
then
then
like,
the guy that
come
came up
on.
and talked to her.
right.
How did, even though I watched it a second time, I don't remember. How did she take him out?
She like
She like strangled him or something.
She could jump off my back and strangle me all day long. That dude was a lot bigger than
Yes,
her.
Yeah.
exactly.
And I would have just picked her up and smashed her against the wall.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter if
And-
the dude's a lot bigger than her. He's a dude.
And whether or not
He's
she
gonna
had the
hurt her.
physical ability to strangle him,
She doesn't.
she's not going to have the ability to
To do it
do
quietly.
it quietly with other
Right.
people in the room. Like,
Exactly.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, a guy just sits there and
Exactly.
goes, oh, Joe, oh,
Right.
no, you're going to stand up, you're going to back
Right.
up, or
You're
gonna
gonna
fall a
kick
banger, you're
something,
going to fall, you're going to roll
yeah.
over.
Right.
Yeah, that's, so, and stuff like that, like I said, it just takes you out of the movie because you're like,
Yes.
well, that was dumb.
Well, that was
Yeah.
dumb.
Well, why aren't you putting the thing on Obi-Wan? Why aren't you putting, you're just going to walk around
Right.
looking like a Jedi.
Right.
Really? In the Inquisitor base? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
And it's not like
And
you know,
evidently, you can sneak behind and shut doors, and the seeker
Probe droid.
the probe droids don't
Right.
notice you. You can sneak behind them. They've got. It looks like they got cameras like all here, but not behind them.
right. And if you're gonna
It's a
have
circle. Why not put it
It's
behind?
a
them?
droid.
Exactly.
Why not put sensors on the back of it?
and if you're gonna have her strangle the dude, at least make her, because we already know the
She's
people.
a weapon.
We are well, in one, we already know the people that look like her and Obi-Wan. They're just regular humans, really.
Yeah.
Make her an alien.
Yeah.
Then maybe there's an excuse
She
for
gets
why
super
she's
strength.
stronger.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Mhm.
she's an alien or a different species, so they're a little stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just,
So they could have done
Right.
anything.
So
then-
many things.
so many things. I mean, the huts are slugs.
Yeah.
You literally have
Yeah.
so many options.
So then after that, it pretty much gets into where then I start. So up until then, I'm watching the show going, but then Obi-Wan finally,
Yes.
in episode 4, Obi-Wan finally arrives.
Exactly.
The Obi-Wan you remember starts doing
Yes.
Obi-Wan things.
Yep.
Yes.
He comes out of the dark with that lightsaber and gets that first one and then
Yeah,
comes
that
out
was
and goes,
cool.
that was cool. Just a lightsaber lighting up and bam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bam. The other ones, I'm like, what? Oh,
Yes.
this guy's lightsaber doing lightsaber thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is nice.
It's
Exactly.
exciting,
You know what I mean?
finally.
Takes the girl, goes out. People are chasing him. He's deflecting, blaster bolts everywhere. He even directs one to hit the thing to shut the door.
Yeah.
He's being Obi-Wan.
He's
Yeah.
being Obi-Wan.
would have been nice to see, because I didn't think it didn't show any heat. Would have been nice to see some forced pulls or some forced pushes or something like that. But at least he's doing everyone things.
Right.
And then, right as I'm going, finally, there's like that. Then what happens? He holds tons and tons of water back with the force when earlier in the episode he couldn't move a toy.
Yeah.
He
But
could
now-
barely hold Leia up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember earlier in the episode he's on the ship, he's trying to go like this, and that little toy's going,
Yeah.
It's just a little thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or whatever that was. But now he's holding tons and tons of water
And there was
back.
no epiphany to lead up to that. There
Yeah.
was no kind of epiphany of,
When she...
this is what I should be
Yeah,
doing. The
yeah.
epiphany
Yeah.
of him coming out of it.
No.
There was no kind of epiphany. He just did it.
He just started doing it all. Oh.
It was just-
But he just started doing it all of a sudden.
right, exactly.
And another movie thing, I hate when they do, Obi-Wan, there's a crack. Oh, go, I'll hold it back. Just grab her and run.
Yeah.
Right.
Grab her and run. If you can hold it back and they can get out, and then you can go like that and still make it, you at that point in time it hadn't broken all the things.
Yeah.
You could have just grabbed her and ran.
Yeah.
Then when it finally does go through, there's not a drop of water on the outside of that door.
The water was leaking through.
No, it
at
should
the
have been
scene,
rushing through with him and maybe wash
Yeah.
him up against the wall and slam him.
Yeah.
Oh, and he slammed him.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah,
grab
that's
him.
what should have
I
happened.
barely
Because it
made
did
it
not
out.
close
Yeah.
fast enough for
Yeah.
the gush of
For
water to
Yeah.
not get
none of the
out.
water to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Leia coming back in, and they tried to say, well, there was 2 doors. What? No, it didn't have time to depressure. She just came flying back in, and there was nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
It was.
Oh, yeah, in
that
the
wole
sequel
corridor
trilogy,
would
yeah.
have lost
Mary Poppins.
atmosphere.
when she
Yeah.
Mary Poppins flies.
Yeah.
I saw no other door shut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Watching it, like when he's sneaking behind the droid or doing other stuff like that, it almost seemed like it was. Again, it seemed like they're writing a video game
Yeah.
instead
Yes.
of writing a story. Like they're thinking
Yeah.
of their video games, like you go here and you can sneak around that. And you
Yeah.
Because when the stormtroopers are walking down the hallway and he sneaks into that thing, it's a single hallway. If we
You could see
it,
you could
we
see
can
the
see it, the
stormtroopers
stormtroopers
as
can
he
see it.
slipped into the thing. I'm
If-
like,
if
what?
if we can see him,
They can see him. And
It'd be
like,
different if he heard them, and that it could have
Went
been
up there,
so.
and then they walk around the corner.
All you had to do was make it to where we couldn't see the stormtroopers as he slipped in. Just make it. You hear them. He slips behind the thing.
Exactly.
Then you see him walking.
Exactly.
They got to walk around a corner.
Yeah.
Because even if he slips
And
into
they're-
the thing and then they walk into frame, it's a single hallway.
Yeah.
So even if we don't see
Yeah,
them
you
walking,
have to show them walking
if
around the
they're
corner.
in that hallway, they saw him.
Yeah.
yeah, and they're just making the whole thing seem like Obi-Wan's just kind of stumbling through. That's not Obi-Wan. If Obi-Wan has a mission to do, he's going to do it, no matter how many years it's been.
Yeah. But I did like he used one of the Jedi mind things and made, like.
We
Yeah.
had the noise in the
Is
distance.
it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. So, but he should have already been caught
Yeah,
before
there's,
even doing that.
there's so few things that I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just stupid,
And then
they're
he-
stupid things.
And then he
Yes.
stumbles across the underground room.
Yeah, that's what's going to be up next. Yeah,
Oh my
who are
gosh.
those people? Are they all Force people? Are they not? You see a
They,
Padawan.
yeah, you see a Padawan, so you can assume maybe these are Force sensitive people that they found.
Why are they keeping?
Are they? And my question is, are they dead? Are they not dead? It's
What are they
somebody
keeping
said they
them
were
for?
dead.
But why would they keep?
Why
them?
would they keep them? And like it's one thing if they're keeping them so that they can have their DNA to make Inquisitors, or how I'm assuming they make Inquisitors or whatever. They don't seem like they're naturally born. But this facility better have been doing that for
a long time?
a long time,
that's a Padawan
because
in the hat,
there's a Padawan
Yes.
in the outfit, in the hat. I'm like,
he wouldn't
what-
have been there 10 years later.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
is he running around with his hat months after the fall
Right,
of the Jedi?
exactly.
Like,
And if there's no purpose to them keeping them, they're not serial killers. They're not keeping trophies. It's weird. There's
And
no
they
point.
Yeah.
Well, they could have went that direction, but they would have had to make everything more creepy.
Exactly.
And
They
It
didn't.
They
just
didn't.
Shows up, you're like, what is this? Somebody
And-
just have an idea. Hey, we could put
And
the Jedi for the thing, and it'd be
they
creepy, it'd be
saved
creepy and walk
they
through.
saved
It
the
wasn't creepy, it was
Padawan, showing the Padawan for last.
Yeah.
Up until that point, you have no
Right,
idea
you-
who these people are or
or
what they are.
or what's going on.
You have
And
to
it wasn't-
assume they're Jedi.
Yeah, you would have to assume that they're like, there wasn't even one in like a Jedi robe.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
So it wasn't creepy or scary. It was confusing.
It was
You're watching it going,
confusing.
who are these?
What
You're trying
is this?
who are
And
these?
why
Yeah.
are they here?
Not like, oh my gosh, this is creepy. Or what? If that's
Right.
what they were going for, maybe they were going for. They go, oh, we put those in, and people go, who are these people? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
That was just, it was silly. Again, something was
Yeah.
silly and it was dumb. You know.
I mean, there was no Jedi that we knew in there.
Yeah.
There was no. I mean, if you wanted to keep like I guess Mace Windu's body, like he would be the only one that we know. Like, there's no one we know, so it's just confusing and it's
especially
stupid.
and watch what'll happen because it's one of those things where I've learned that you kind of pick the dumbest thing, you know, a lot of times, and then you know what they're going to do next. So the dumbest thing would be they never mention it again.
Yeah,
and they probably won't. So this whole be like,
yeah,
well, what was that?
Yeah,
you know, if they, you know, a good storytelling would mean the next episode or the episode after that, you would see what they're doing with those people.
Yeah,
they would be doing something with them, or they'd be going to the DNA, or they'd be. But you know they won't.
No, they won't.
They won't
ever bring it up again, and it'll just be something that you're like, why was it in there? Like most things in this show.
Yeah. Like here's one that I heard.
Here's
one that I heard online, and I think, like I said, you picked the dumbest thing, so that's why I'm afraid that might be it. Okay, where the reason. I don't think it is. I think I got a better explanation, but I think the reason that Reva is so mad, and I think of the dumbest thing, it could be why she's so obsessed and so mad at Obi-Wan. Try to think of the dumbest reason, the one that would be up. No, that would be just too dumb.
Because he didn't save her at the Jedi Temple or something.
No, that's an actual logical reason.
Right.
Yeah. Think of the dumbest reason.
She's trying to impress Vader, and she knows that Vader wants her.
That would be a logical reason.
Yeah.
Trying to impress.
I can't think of a
dumbest thing that you would think that couldn't be it, even if it's not or impossible or what. It's his daughter.
No.
That would be the dumbest thing.
That would be the dumbest thing.
No.
And he left her.
No.
Her mom told him that it's Obi-Wan and he never came back or something. Or it was his daughter being trained as a Padawan and he left her.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the dumbest thing.
That would.
That would be the dumbest thing.
So I'm worried that they're going to do it.
That would be the dumbest thing. Also, it would be the dumbest thing just because I think people forget how genetics works.
Yeah. Yeah, you get lighter, not darker normally.
Yeah, you get lighter, not darker. So, you know, unless her mom was
some sort of alien
some sort of alien or just super. No, that's not how genetics works. So you should have picked someone like maybe Zoe Kravitz to do this if you're going to go that way because that's not how genetics works.
Because I'm thinking
that is so stupid. If they do that, I'm so done.
Exactly. Because I'm thinking it's going to be something more along the lines of, like I think I was telling you, that, you know, she's running with those other Padawans, trying to get rescued.
That's what I thought it was.
She sees Obi-Wan. Okay? She thinks that Obi-Wan can hear her, but Obi-Wan can't. And there's other troopers coming in from a different direction, and he has to run and escape real quick. And she thinks he just left her.
Right.
So those other troopers come and get them, and she gets injured. That's why she did her stomach like that. Maybe she got injured or something. But that's what I'm thinking, is that something like that would make sense. That's why she's mad. He left me and he looked right at me, but he wasn't looking at her. He was looking at maybe someone on the next level above or something like that. It looked like he was looking at her, but he wasn't.
Right.
You know, he didn't even see.
Or he deflected a shot and it hit her.
And it deflected a shot and it hit her, so that's how she gets
that
caught.
That would be
or something.
logical.
Yeah. And that would, you know.
If they make her his daughter, I'm just so done with it.
That is going to be. That's going to be
so stupid.
I'm going to laugh so hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh.
Drink.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh like I laughed at the Rise of Skywalker when she said, "I'm Rey Skywalker." I just busted out laughing.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
So dumb.
That was so stupid.
You know, by that point, I couldn't even get mad anymore. I'm like, they're picking the dumbest things to do now.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not a Skywalker.
And let's see. Oh, because one of the things that made me think that they picked the dumbest thing is, so Tala, so you can just, I didn't know you could get a stormtrooper and go like, and they just kind of fall over because you hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And then beat up the other, it gives her time to beat up the other one,
Yeah.
shoot the other one, shoot him. And the other one's just kind of stumbling around because you went like this.
Right.
Yeah.
On my helmet.
That's what Mom said. She was like, she just went like this.
Yeah, Ray was like, she just went like that. And because the second time I watched it, the first time I thought maybe here. No, the second time I watched it,
she just like pushes his head.
Yeah,
she's just like,
and I'm like, really?
Yes.
Yeah, really? And they kept that in, but of course they kept in where Obi-Wan snuck into the thing and you knew you could see him. So I guess they kept that in.
It just, yeah.
Yeah, plus, I mean, it wasn't the dumbest thing. It was just more of an accumulation of that, you know. But like I said, the one thing I did like is Obi-Wan finally did Obi-Wan things. Which is about time. But after it didn't make up for everything else.
From the point where he starts, where the lights go out.
Yeah.
from that point up until the glass thing was great.
Yeah.
Right.
That whole sequence, him deflecting the shots and everything, it was great.
And the glass could have been great.
The glass could have been
if we'd have seen his progression of the force is coming back or something, you know. But we didn't see that. You know, and then let's see. Oh, and then we get the I don't know what you would call it. For some reason, I'm thinking of you know, Spanky and what were they called? The
Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. Somebody I'm thinking Little Rascals because that's something they would do. Where hey, get on my shoulders and get a coat and we'll act like an adult.
Yes.
No, they're just going to hide her under.
She's just underneath the coat.
Yes.
And I can see
So
that
stupid.
working a little bit when you're walking, but that many people there, somebody's going to notice. But I can see it initially if you're just kind of walking, you act like, but you can't be looking around.
Yeah.
You just got to walk. And you can't look around because looking around, when you look nervous and act nervous, that's what attracted people.
Through the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but they always do that in movies. They'll look around like this. No, you just walk ahead like you know what you're doing, and most people will ignore you.
Yes.
You know? But
I just thought of
she was
something.
under the coat, and then she peeks out. You got to, she would know, don't ever peek out.
Yeah. I just thought of something.
Oh,
So,
God.
what was the girl's name from Game of Thrones?
Tala.
Tala. So Tala summons what's her name, Riva, to tell her that she's a spy. She's spying on the rebellion. I'm just going to call them that.
Yeah.
She's spying on them, and she knows where they are. She knows where Obi-Wan is.
Yeah.
How does she know that? How does she know that Riva is the one torturing Leia?
Yeah. How did she know to go to her?
How does she know to go
Why
to
didn't she
her?
go to one of the other Inquisitors?
Yeah.
Why didn't she give that? Why didn't she say? Because she's. Yeah.
When
Was that the only Inquisitor in the entire book?
When-
No, because we saw them when they were walking. We saw
Yeah.
those other two
No,
walking.
there was
there.
they're
They're
all
there.
there. When he said I need a distraction, I thought
She was going to blow something up.
she was going to blow something up,
Yeah.
start an alarm, anything.
Anything but what she did.
Jump in one of the TIE fighters, start shooting.
Yeah,
One of the TIE fighters is hanging from the ceiling.
yeah,
That evidently are there for decoration.
yeah.
Evidently.
It's like
Yeah, why are the TIE fighters in
Yeah.
They're
decoration?
decoration. Yeah. It's
Apparently.
like Christmas. They hang them like, you
Yeah.
know,
What?
like ornaments.
makes sense.
Because that's useful.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
flood
Not
a
a
level.
museum.
You're at a base that's partially underwater. Flood a level of the base
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
Anything but what
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah. So I started flooding and under the
Yes.
anything. But yeah,
There's
so-
got to be some sort of power, something powering the place.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like start to cause like a reactor
Her little
meltdown.
stick
Or,
thing gets her into any room. So why
Apparently.
not do that?
yeah,
So, but yeah, but they're
Yeah.
so they're walking out, and then you think they're going to get captured because, of course, they get recognized and they're going to get captured, and of course, here comes the cavalry. You know what I mean? Which is not a bad thing. Someone's going to come and rescue, but they didn't launch the TIE fighters because that I didn't get. And
'Cause
I didn't know
movies.
with I think they were with T-47s or whatever like that. I didn't know those speeders could hover and just fire like that.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Because if they could do that, wouldn't that have made it a whole lot easier on Hoth to just fly around and come up above the neck and just shoot it right in the neck,
Yeah.
until the head fell off.
Yep.
yeah,
See, things like that they don't understand. It's kind of like the holdo maneuver. You're breaking the whole world. You know what I mean? The whole thing. Because now, why didn't they always do that? Why don't you just because mass, I don't think matters as much when you're going light speed. If you take a TIE fighter or you take an X-wing
yeah,
and remotely or put a robot or put a C-3PO kind of robot in it and just light speed through something, even something that small is going to
Right.
put a hole through, one of the large Corellian ships, or whatever like that, and it's still going to do what it's going to be out of action.
yeah,
Especially if you put it through the top part there, where all the people that are,
yeah.
the head guys are
Right.
driving it.
You're
You
breaking the world, okay, Loose Theron.
That's what I mean.
But
That's what I mean. They're breaking the world.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
You're right. Those they don't
They
go.
don't-
They can
hover.
only hover. They only go so high.
well,
They can't
they
like
can come
fly.
and they can kind of land, and when you can take off, you can go, and you could probably kind of take off and kind of hover like this. But it was hovering like this, and just
and they just flew straight up into that ship.
yeah.
They just flew. They didn't.
Yeah.
They weren't hovering. They were
Yeah.
flying.
Yeah.
Like,
So
why wouldn't they have done that on Hoth?
That's what I'm saying. It's logical that they could maybe do that, but you can't have them do that because then why did they do that on Hoth? Like I said, and just go around behind because they only had those 2 guns on the front, those big things. Why not go behind it? Just go toot 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 toot.
Yeah.
You know, or just hover behind it, drop guys on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think about that because they don't ever show it. But once you show it,
right,
then we go, why didn't they always do that?
Right.
You know, we're thinking there's got to be some reason why they can't. You know,
there's no reason. The reason is they just wrote it bad.
Yep.
That's where I'm to the point. I'm to the point where it's just so bad. There's no reason for anything. They just don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. So then, when we get to the end, they escape.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, yeah. And Vader comes in, which is, you know, the only reason you're watching the show now, the only reason if you'd have had more of this Vader chasing him.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can't have that. I know they've, you know, don't want to get into too much of the thing, but they can't have 2 guys. You know, going. They've got to have a couple of ladies in there. And also have to have someone else. But go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the so Vader comes in, chokes her, and then she has another impossibly dumb plan that nobody would think of. She puts a tracker in the toy. Why would she do that? Was she planning on her escaping?
Was she planning on
Obi-Wan? I thought she wanted to get Obi-Wan. You had Obi-Wan in the thing. Did you plan on him coming and rescuing her? Then you should have put all of your thought towards how do we trap him in here? He's going to show up.
Right.
Yeah.
So we should be prepared to trap him in here. Not, well, I'll put a tracker and we'll find what?
Yeah.
If you capture and kill him, you still have Leia and him and the person that had him come in that you could get all the information you want about where the path is or where the rebels are or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You have 3 of them now. You know, and then when the other 2 fighters come in to rescue them, you're already prepared and you have the TIE fighters launched and you get them too.
Yep.
Right.
So why it's as dumb a plan as kidnapping Leia. This plan would never ever work.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? Not for what you want it for, unless this whole time you want to catch path that we've never heard of until last episode.
Yeah.
You had Obi-Wan in there. Shut all the doors and everything, and you're done.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And it's I don't know.
It's dumb.
It's just dumb. And the whole series is missing the point of Star Wars. The point of Star Wars is from episode 1 to episode 6. We don't count past that. They don't count.
Yeah.
But from episode 1 to episode 6, it is the story of Anakin Skywalker turning into Darth Vader and restoring the Force. Luke and Leia are in it, yes, but it is his story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why is Leia in it so much? That is the whole story. It's all about him. Leia should not be in it in this part at all. It should be all about Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Because it is Darth Vader's story.
Yeah.
It is him being Anakin to Darth Vader, coming back to Anakin and restoring the Force.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the story, and they're missing the whole point. We don't really care about Leia. The only thing you can do from here is mess it up to where you're contradicting episode 4, and we're going to put episode 4 above this and never watch it again.
Yeah. Exactly. So I know that they had like a lot of people watch it, but when it first came out, but are they going to have people re-watching it? No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said with Game of Thrones, we would watch, you know, each season again before it came out. I'm not going to watch the whole season of Obi-Wan before season 2 comes out.
No.
Because I'm like, whatever.
And then in Game of Thrones, when they run the end, there's no reason to ever go back and watch it again.
Exactly. Now they run the end. I'm not going to watch those because I know it ends pointlessly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you know what I do rewatch? Like I'm rewatching right now. Law & Order SVU. It's just a good show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they know that one episode doesn't run the next episode.
Exactly. You would think that writing would get better. It doesn't. I mean, every episode of Law & Order I've watched recently is better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it has not gotten better, and that was 20 years ago.
It's more gripping.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, it's, Grey's Anatomy, you will go back and watch it again. Yeah. Just, friends, you'll go back and watch it again.
Something I rewatched that's even come out recently. Yeah, Mandalorian. Something I rewatched that's come out recently. Stranger Things. I haven't watched any of the new season because the new season's coming out right now.
Yeah.
But the first 3 seasons, I rewatch all of them. They're really good.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoy the show.
It's one of those things where every couple of years, you go, I haven't seen that in a while. I'll watch
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like me and Connor and Ruby. It's something you will rewatch again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Ruby is, look it up. But
Yeah.
it's something
I also
you'll rewatch
well, I
again.
haven't watched the new the last season.
I haven't watched the last season. No, I watched the last season. I don't know, but I watched.
You're ahead of me.
I want to wait till it all comes out before I watch them like that. But it's not something you're gonna rewatch. It contradicts episode 4, 5, and 6, which is way more important than this Obi-Wan Kenobi
just
TV
way
show.
better.
So and way
Yeah.
better. So yeah, it'll make it to where people will be like, you know what, I'm just gonna not make that canon in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the
like we've
biggest,
done with the sequel trilogy.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest kind of, I don't know, like maybe disapproval that you can have from Star Wars is fans in their mind not making things canon because it was
because
just so
you don't
bad.
get to control what's canon. Sorry, I get to control what's my head canon.
What
Yeah.
my headcanon
And
is,
you can't
and
control
my
that.
headcanon is not Obi-Wan. It is not episode 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
It's everything else.
Yeah.
And so, everything else is canon. Those aren't. And when I go back and rewatch things, I will skip both of them.
Yeah.
So, and there's not really a way to redeem Obi-Wan at this point, the show. I don't feel like.
No.
So,
I doubt it. You never know, though, but I doubt
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I doubt it.
Not
There would have to be like the last
Yeah.
2 episodes would have to be nothing but an epic battle between Obi-Wan and Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
I would
And
still never
even-
want to go through the
because
pain of
they
already-
watching
I
these
would-
episodes.
even
again,
then,
though.
I would
because
still
Obi-Wan's already killed Reva.
Yeah. There's nothing that would ever make me rewatch the first 4 episodes again.
Yeah.
Even if the last 2 episodes are just amazing,
Yeah.
basically like some of the best Star Wars content that's ever been created.
I don't care if it's Meryl Streep and The Devil Wears Prada good. Like,
Yeah.
it's I still wouldn't go back.
I
to the
wouldn't
pain
go-
of watching
There's
these
nothing that would make me
episodes.
go back and watch episodes 1 through 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
well, they're just getting. The thing is, they're getting dumber and dumber. And the thing, and what really irritates me though is that there's lots of things in there where it could have been a really
it
good
could have
story.
worked.
Yeah.
This could have worked. That could have worked. Yeah.
But there's so many little dumb things that you're like, doesn't anybody watch this before they release it?
Right.
Don't they have anybody in the editing thing going, hey, didn't you? Okay, we could have seen Obi-Wan, so we're going to have to edit that different where you can't see Obi-Wan's legs go up. Is
Right.
anybody watching this stuff?
Did no,
You know?
and it makes me wonder, did no one like mine or Connor's age go to school for like writing and want to do this, who's like a really big nerd and want to write stuff like this
I
and
think-
just
Well, no, they all went to school to learn how to write and stuff like that. I just think that the schools now that instead of teaching them,
Yeah.
stuff like this, like how to, really write or whatever, but I think they're teaching them more of, make sure that because in today's climate, you don't upset anybody. Make sure you have this many of this kind of person, this many of that kind of person, this many of that kind of person. So we know, so everybody, and that's more important
Right.
Yeah.
than the story. No, the story is the most important, and then if you can squeeze that other stuff in because you want to,
That's
great.
that's fine. But it has to be a good story
Yeah.
first, otherwise nobody watches it.
You're not allowed to upset anybody unless they're already fans of the property. Then we can shit all over them.
exactly,
Then you can
Yeah.
show, yeah,
And then
then
it's-
you can mess with all of the
exactly.
characters that we
The
all
existing
care about.
fans, the people who are gonna buy all the merchandise, the people who are gonna
Right.
make you the most money.
Right.
That's the people you can
Well,
upset and shit
No,
on.
now that we've
Yeah.
said that, I figured it out because no matter how much you were to coach me and Connor if we wanted to be a writer or whatever, or even you on, this is how you should write and all that, you are not going to affect how I write Star Wars,
Uh-huh.
Harry Potter, Lord
Yeah,
of the Rings. You're not going to affect that because I am such a fan. They're not hiring those people.
yeah. They're not hiring
gotta be a fan.
fans. They're
They're
hiring.
not hiring fans. They're hiring people who went to college to write what they want to. They want them to write, and then the fans hate it, but they don't care.
Yeah, because the writer, because someone put it, Rook, I can't remember who said it, but it's not that you should hire just only fans. You should hire a really good writer that happens to be a fan.
Exactly.
Because you don't want anybody doing like fan fiction.
Yeah.
Do crazy fan stuff.
Right.
But hire a writer. It's like what's
What-
his face did Lord of the Rings. A really good director
Peter Jackson. Yeah,
happened to
Yeah.
love Lord of the Rings.
Was it John Favreau or
You know,
whatever?
John Favreau, who's a fan,
Yes.
you know what I mean? But he's also a good, whatever. Because if you notice how Mandalorian went, as opposed to this one, because I think this was Kathleen Kennedy's baby. You know what I mean?
and
You
that's
can
why it's so
tell
bad.
because
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen Kennedy has just anything she touches in Star Wars, It's just it's ruined because she has her own agenda and she doesn't care about the fans, even though she should be a fan. She was left this, but she doesn't seem to care, and so that's why we won't be rewatching anything that you do. But I will rewatch The Mandalorian.
And I'm wondering if she didn't care that much about Boba Fett, because we've watched the first. We're going to put a review. We watched the first 2 episodes of Boba Fett. And it's not bad.
Oh, it's
it's not the greatest thing ever, but
I like it.
I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, nothing's really jumped out at me that's crazy.
No.
Yeah. The only thing is that he's a little older, but I can deal with that because I like having the same guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But besides that he's a little older dude with a little bit more weight, and it doesn't look like fat weight. It's just like when you get older, and I know this, my shoulders are broader, my face gets whatever.
Yeah.
I get
your
thicker.
stomach area gets bigger, and your muscles
it's
get
like
bigger.
Orlando Bloom in The Hobbit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like you can make him as young looking as you want.
Shoulders.
His jaw is so much bigger than it was when he was 20. Whenever you did Lord of the Rings,
it just happens.
Yeah, and
you're never going to be able to make him look like he used to.
Right.
But the show
is, well, and if you think about it, he was a child when he's maybe 10 years younger than Anakin.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, maybe 10, 12 years younger.
Yeah.
And this is the end of episode 6.
Yeah.
Anakin's an old man.
Yeah.
So he's an old man.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. I've just heard a bunch of people crap on Boba Fett, and I haven't seen it yet. But we're gonna watch the first 2 episodes.
We'll watch the first 2.
We'll see if it gets whatever. So
I've heard a bunch of people do that, but I want to know if those people are truly fans of Star Wars, fans of like we know a lot about it and every detail. Yeah. Are they fans of that, or is it a thing where I don't really like Mom? She doesn't really care about Boba Fett. She's not, immersed into it like we are. Is it people like that, or is it true fans? Is what I want to know.
No, I think a lot of them are true fans. The problem is if it keeps going like it's going, where it's still pretty good. I think a lot of them they're just too jaded already.
They're jaded,
They're too jaded, and no matter what it is, because it's Disney Star Wars,
they're not going to like
it.
Not gonna like
any little tiny thing they're going to pick and read everything into it.
Yeah.
Because those same people don't that I've heard didn't really care all that much for Mandalorian either, but because they pick it apart, I go, nothing's perfect. You know what I mean? I can go pick apart a lot of stuff, but stuff I still I like I like the movie Battleship.
Yeah,
it's a guilty pleasure.
Movie.
It's a dumb movie,
but I enjoy it.
And the difference between like Kenobi and like Mandalorian's new property. It's not you're not ruining the character.
There's nothing to mess up.
It takes place after episode 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of dealing with like aftermath of the Empire falling stuff.
Yeah.
So and none of us care about the sequel trilogy, so you can mess up that all you want with Mandalorian. But and Boba Fett is like you get a little bit of him in the movies. You get some of him in like the Clone Wars when he's young.
But you don't know a whole lot about him.
But
what he did
between you don't get a whole lot of Boba Fett.
You don't know a whole lot about him, but you feel that emotional connection when he picks up his dad's helmet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get that emotional tie to him.
Where he's come from.
Exactly.
You don't know everything that's happened to him.
He was in the original and then he was in the prequels, and you feel where he's coming from, and it's kind of strange to think about it. All the clones look like him, but it's
best part of episode 2 of Kenobi was seeing Tamir Morrison as a clone trooper.
Yeah, it was. And so, but I think, people who are, I think you guys watch a lot of like true diehard fans.
Yeah.
I watch more people who are middle of the road, because I like to watch people who've never seen things like that. So
and a lot of them enjoy it.
And so they enjoy it, but I don't feel like they have the connection with it.
To get it.
Right, exactly.
To get why some of this stuff is happening.
Exactly. So anyone who's watching this, who's like that, I would urge you to go back and watch, you don't have to rewatch episode 1 if you don't want to, but maybe like episode 1, 2, and 3, and then, when you watch 4, 5, and 6, really pay attention to Boba Fett and Jango Fett. And, I think that'll give you more of an emotional connection, especially if you're a woman. Because to me, when he picks up his head helmet, that is just so sad. And I feel more connected to Boba Fett
you get a lot of him
than I did in 4, 5, and 6 because of that scene.
You get some pretty good scenes of him in Clone Wars.
Yes. So I would go back and watch that so you can kind of feel that connection to him. And it makes Boba Fett even better to me, because he's not really a criminal, but he's trying to be.
Yeah, yeah. And we should save this for Boba Fett.
Yes, we
Yeah.
should.
So, anyway, so
The
that's
show we're actually enjoying.
yeah. So that's all that. So we hopefully I will have this one out here in a day or so, and they'll see that. And they're going out of town.
Yeah.
So hopefully when they got back, hopefully we're going to do the Miami Connection. Right? That's the name of it, wasn't it?
No.
What's it called?
Something Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Ticket.
Hot ticket to Hawaii or
Hard
something?
ticket to Hawaii. Hard ticket to
Hard
Hawaii.
ticket to Hawaii. So hopefully we'll do that next week. We'll have that out. And that's the one we watch dumb movies. It looks hilarious.
It looks
So we'll
as
see.
dumb as
It looks dumb, but it actually looks like it could be funny.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it looks more interesting than
Well, Do we know how long the movie is?
No. I hate
Yeah, because that was the
determined
thing with Kabuki Man
Yeah.
was like, okay, it actually looks like it might be kind of funny, but it just dragged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just kept dragging.
Yeah.
And
it was
Monster
like
too, they
wasn't that
were
like an hour and
long.
45 minutes
Yeah.
or something? Like,
Kabuki Man was like
Yeah.
an hour and 45
you
minutes. I'm
keep,
like,
you
Yeah.
keep it to a tight 90 minutes.
Whereas
Yeah.
Teenage Aliens, it
You
was made
know.
in like 1950, 60.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
very long.
yeah, it
But,
was like maybe hour and
Yeah.
maybe.
But no, you
Hour
should
and a
definitely
half.
watch that because it's gonna be stupid, but it'll be
Yeah.
funny.
So, all right. So we got episode 4, and not really looking forward to episode 6. This is becoming.
You mean 5?
Five, yeah.
I mean, episode 5 because
he's
it's
skipping. He's not looking.
Yeah.
forward to it.
Exactly.
Like it just.
So
He's
yeah.
looking forward to episode 6 because the end.
because like this one, it's we do this for fun, and it's almost like now it's becoming a job. I was like, I got a
Yeah.
job during the day.
Yeah.
I got to watch it just to watch it because you
Yeah.
can't just quit in the middle
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
a series.
Yeah.
You got to stick it
Exactly.
out.
You at least gotta like stick to the end of the
Yeah.
season, and
doesn't mean I have to have season 2.
I'd rather
Yeah.
be working at my job.
Yeah.
I hope there's not a
Watching it
season
almost,
2.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're gonna do a season 2 unless
I
it's
heard-
already
I've
greenlit.
heard they were greenlighting season 2.
Oh,
or greenlit
God.
season 2, however you say it.
Jeez.
You know what? And they've already probably recorded it, but
No,
you
they
know.
haven't even started filming.
No, they
Oh,
haven't.
good.
They probably
Well,
haven't.
maybe
started
they'll
filming.
take criticism from this and just try and make it better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I can hope for.
So,
But
But
yeah.
yeah, so that's all we got, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.